Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like a dapper dawn, giving them all dressed like $1,000,000, diamond things in its cuffs. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Oh, yeah, listening to me. Put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Steve Harvey. Oh, listen, Steve Harvey. Why don't you join me? Steve Harvey. Get on, y'all. Better give me some eggs while I listen to Steve Harvey. Yeah, join me. If you're with me, help me say, turn your radio on. You gotta turn it on. Yeah, turn it on. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. So y'all can get it on. Turn it up. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. Yeah. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn it on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn it on. Steve Harvey got to turn them out. Steve Harvey turn them on in the morning, y'all. Come on, Steve. Come on. Do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. You are listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only, Steve Harvey. Oh, yeah, man. Got a radio show. Do you understand that? I'm telling you, God been big in my life. I'm not going to kid you. I'm telling you, and he'll do the same thing for you. God is a gentleman. You know, I want to point that out to you. God is an absolute gentleman. He will not come in unless he's invited. He don't just barge into your life. He gives us the power of choice. You know, if you say you got it, I don't need you, he lets you have it. If you say, I need you, come see about me, he right there. It's just a real simple thing, man. So I always say to people this, if you've gotten yourself into something, and please know I have, man, see, that's why I'm so adamant about it. Because I've gotten myself in some circumstances and positions in my life. And boy, let me tell you something. I've had some low moments, man. I've had some moments where I did not know what to do. I didn't know what was next. I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't have no more ideas. I was stuck. I thought a couple of times, well, might not make it past this one. But then if I don't make it past it, what's going to happen? And then I held on to this little thing that my mother kept talking to me about. She said, sometimes, son, when you ain't got nothing else in you, just hope. She said, just hope it'll be all right. You know, and what I've learned in my life is that hope is the beginning of faith. Hope is just, is there a possibility out there for me? I sure hope something happened. See, hope is okay, man. Because like I say, for me, the way I've lived my life, hope was the beginning of faith. It was just the idea. It's just the thought that something could change for me, that something could be a little bit different for me, that maybe, man, just maybe, for some reason, I could be saved. I could be rescued. Things could turn around. It could head in the other direction. Maybe I could quit messing up. Maybe somebody will forgive me. Maybe somebody will just say, all right, I don't know. But I can't count the times I've been in that position. But then once I hope a little bit, and then I remember also my mother, because she was a Sunday school teacher. She taught me the most valuable lesson I've ever learned in my life. Nothing has been greater in my life than my faith. She taught me to pray. Mama used to say, when it get real dark for you, son, prayer changes things. She said, when you seem like you lost and you can't find your way, stop and pray. She said, because prayer changes things. You know, when you get a point in your life when you've done all you can do and you can't do no more and you just don't know what to do next, she said, stop, son, pray. And combine that prayer with that hope that you got. She said, because that hope is the beginning of faith. She said, if you pray just hoping, she said, if God come through for you, that'll give you confidence that he can do it again. And then after a while, you quit hoping. She's saying you start believing. She's saying that's when you're on to something. If you can turn that hope into belief, that hope into faith, the ability to believe in something that you can't see. But the key, though, to faith is you're believing in something that you can't see. See, hoping a little bit different from me. Now, I'm pretty sure, like I say oftentimes, I tell a lot of people who can explain this thing a lot better than I can to you. But just from my side of it, being as real as I can be with you, see, hope helps, man. If you ain't strong enough to have faith, have hope. And then if you pray with some hope and God answers your prayer, then that hope gains a little confidence. And after a while, that confidence becomes faith. Now it ain't just hoping, but I'm believing. I'm believing in something that I cannot see. Faith has been the key to my entire existence, even when I didn't have any. It was faith as I look back on it that has gotten me here. And not just faith, but my faith. See, you will only get to where you're going in your life based on your faith. See, a lot of people get the word faith confused. Like, what's your faith? And then they start going down this whole list of all these different religions out here. But really, in essence, man, when I talk to people about faith, I'm talking to you about your belief. How much do you believe in the unseen? How much do you believe in the things you can't see? How much do you believe in the impossible? How much do you believe? See, because faith is the belief in things that you cannot see. Faith is the core of all that is happening to me today. It is the faith that I have in my relationship with God that enables me to just oftentimes, if I stay on the right course and believe a certain way and act a certain way, his blessings just pour. They just come. And it comes in a lot of little ways, too, I've started to notice. See, it ain't just, a lot of people think blessings is money. No, man, that ain't it. It's coverage. It's every time my plane lands safe. It's every time they predict bad weather and I get up in the sky and it don't be no bad weather. You know, this is favor. These are blessings that get poured out to me. Somebody call me and offer me something. Not money, but an opportunity. You know, somebody say, hey, man, I don't know, but I sent this to you. I thought you might be interested in it. Somebody will send me a scripture or somebody will send me something. That's favor. And it always comes at a time when I need it the most. That's favor. That's pouring out blessings. Now, I'm also the recipient of a lot of other blessings too. You know, I've been blessed with health. That's an amazing blessing, man. I've been blessed with a spirit of not quitting. I've been blessed with the ability to shoulder huge amounts of responsibility. See, blessings come a lot of ways. But once you tie into God, once you tie in and you start doing the best you can do, and you start asking for him to make you a better person, to help shape and mold you into the kind of man or person that he wants you to be, you'd be amazed what God can do with you, man, if you just invite him in and allow him to be a part of your life. I mean, what you got to lose out there? Come on. If you're sitting in the cell this morning, why would you not change? I watch these shows about men locked up all the time who wait and they get in their 40s and they decide, man, I'm tired of this. I've lived most of my life behind these bars. When I get out this time, man, I'm going to get it right. Why you got to wait till you're 40? I mean, when you're 40, it's cool. Get yourself together whenever it happens. But, man, do you know that you were not created to live behind bars? God didn't make you that way. But if you've gotten yourself into that position, though, see, now you got to do the best you can. But ain't no need to looking at God being mad at it. We done made all of our decisions, got us to where we at today. You have a chance to turn your life around with a relationship with God. What you waiting on? Are you going to just keep doing it like that, huh? Really? Come on, man. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you not allow God to be a part of your life so you can get to where he wants you to be? God got some big plans for you. If he didn't, you wouldn't keep waking up.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies and ladies. That's Tommy O. Tip.
Yes.
Ladies. Where my ladies at? We right here, Tommy.
We fine. We're here. We all right.
Ladies, welcome to the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Today is all about women.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. What is today, Shirley?
It is International Women's Day, Steve.
International Women's
Happy
Day.
International Women's Day. Yeah.
So it's all about the women today.
Yep.
Defending
Yeah.
them, honoring them, loving them, helping them, talking to them, and most of all, appreciating them.
Aw.
Because I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't even want to be in this world if it wasn't no women in it.
Hello.
Brother,
Boy.
cash me out.
I know that's right.
If there were no women in this world, I don't even want to be in it, man.
I'm gone.
I have no reason to be here. They all left. I'm out with them. Good morning, Shirley Strawberry.
Good morning, Steve. Thank you for that. Happy International Women's Day to everyone.
Yeah,
What
good
a day.
morning, Carla Farrell.
Thank you, Steve. Good morning. Happy International Women's Day, Shirley Strawberry. Hey.
J. Anthony Brown.
Happy International Women's Day. Let's not forget the white women.
Shout them out, Jay. Shout them out.
The worst. Tommy Tom.
Women's Day, baby.
Yeah.
Women's Day. Happy.
You know something?
How my women
I'm so
doing out there?
serious. If women weren't in this world, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out though.
Yeah.
I'm with
Yeah.
you on
Yeah,
this
I'm
one
done.
though.
Every man I know, if you're heterosexual, you can't. This is not a way you can live. You can't function.
Mm-mm.
No,
It ain't nothing, man. I'm out.
no, it's
Ain't
not.
nobody here but Gary and Calvin and just
Tommy and
Anthony.
Jay
And
Kidd.
Luther?
No.
No.
Harold Neal.
So wait a minute, Jay. Does this mean you're about to get into a serious relationship then?
Where'd you get that from? What part?
How you
what
get that
part
out
was
of
I
that?
saying? Whoa. What part was I talking when you heard all that?
Because you were agreeing with Steve, Jay.
I said I don't want to be in the world without women. What part was I talking when Luther said he getting
Settling
what did I
down.
say?
And booed up, huh?
Yeah, where'd you hear that?
That's what I heard.
Well, I don't remember saying that. Maybe you did.
No, that's right, Jay. Ride it out, Jay.
That's
I
very
ain't mad
nice
at
of you to say, though, Steve. It really is. It is.
No, I
Great
mean,
day,
man,
man.
it's such a serious thing. It's just a beautiful place with women in it, man. I just don't know. I mean, all the beauty would be gone. Who's going to do the floral arrangements? Why would you care that there's a rainbow out today?
Larry doing it right.
Why would you care that you're walking past a waterfall?
Aw.
Why would you go to the beach?
So you could have someone to share those beautiful things with.
Dog,
Yeah.
that water ain't nothing without a woman next to it.
That's so
Who's gonna
nice.
straighten you out? A woman.
That's right.
Man.
Who's gonna have the babies? Hello. Coming.
I'm not gonna carry no baby. I'm telling you that right now.
You got to draw the line.
I'm not carrying no baby for you.
All right, so coming up at 32 after the hour, it is International Women's Day. We're celebrating it all day today, and we're going to talk about the most inspirational women in our lives right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, guys, today is International Women's Day, and this year's theme is #BalanceForBetter campaign. balance is not a women's issue, it's a business issue. A gender balance of employees and more gender balance in wealth. Hello.
Yes.
That's my favorite one right there. Gender balance is essential for economies and communities to thrive, from concerts and conferences to fun runs and festivals. Celebrate International Women's Day with friends, family, and colleagues. Raise awareness, celebrate achievement, or rally for change. So Steve, Tommy, and Jay, we got to ask you guys, who are some of the most inspirational and important women in your lives?
Hands down, Eloise Vera Harvey.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
My mama, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Singly, the single best human being I ever met.
Aw.
I never met a human being better than her.
And what was so special about your mom, Steve? I mean, I'm sure there were many things.
My mother's love was genuine. Her concern for me, her incredible passion and desire as a Sunday school teacher for so many people, but for especially her boy.
Aw.
She wanted me to understand the power of prayer and the relationship with God. And boy, if you don't get nothing else I get, you get this, because when I'm gone, he ain't going nowhere.
Wow.
And that was the most powerful. She gave me the most powerful gift I've ever had. She taught me about faith.
And you were the baby of the family, right?
Yeah. She taught all of us, but
Yeah.
I mean, it did my sisters like just as saved as my mama was. But for me, it has been the basis of my success. If it wasn't for that, I have no way of getting here. I
Wow.
have no way I could have got.
That's major. What about you, Jay?
Oh, it had to be Annie Lee Brown. Yeah,
Your
Annie Lee
mother?
Brown, man, was the main. I mean, my biggest fan. When I was doing that other show, you could only hear that other show. What? I'm
got
trying to
it.
tell y'all a story. Okay, you want to hear the story or not? I was doing that other show, right? And this is this shows how much a mother is behind what you're doing. You could only hear it in the car. For some reason, the show only came on in the car. At the first part of before they came on in Columbia, South Carolina, my mama would sit in the car every day and listen to her baby boy on the radio. Because I bought her this white car now. Here's the funny part. She said to me, "Do you think people would think I'm crazy?" And I said to my mama, if I saw a fat black lady sitting in the car every day laughing for 4 hours, yes, I would think they were crazy.
You said that to your mother?
I said that to her. But that's just the inspiration I got. And then, whenever I would go do a show, I'd call her in the morning before I start up. She'd say, "Go get him." And I said, "I got him." And the weird part about it, when she passed away, I was doing a show, and I get ready to go on stage, and the guy said, "Get him." And nobody's ever said that to me.
Oh,
it was just maybe the way my mom was speaking to me. Man, my mom was my biggest fan. Man. I miss her so much. Man.
That's so
Yeah.
awesome.
Really. I'm a baby boy, too, and I was spoiled, man. I really was.
Really, Jay?
You spoiled, Jay.
Yeah, because I was only child, sister with my grandmama. That's a whole nother story.
That's International Sibling
Yeah.
Day.
Right. All right. It is International Women's Day today. We're celebrating all day. We're just going around the room asking the guys who's the most inspirational woman in their lives. We've asked Steve. He said his mom, of course. Jay, his mom, of course. Now we get to the nephew. Nephew.
Kate the Great. You hear me? Kate the Great, baby. Ain't nothing better than my mama.
Man.
And my mama actually is the first person to turn me on to the entertainment world. A lot of people think it's Uncle Steve. But my mama took me to see Buck and the Preacher back in the day.
Oh, my God. That did it right there.
Oh man, and I had the bug ever since then, boy. I've been
Explain
a
what
Sidney
Buck and the
Poitier.
Preacher-
Buck and the Preacher's a film back in the day with Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte, and it's a western. It's a black western. It's the first
one of the first black wrestlers.
the first one I ever seen. That's the first movie I ever seen.
Oh, wow.
And my mother took me to see it, and to this day, I mean, y'all already know my daughter's name is Sydney.
Yeah.
You know, so it's the whole. She turned me on to the whole entertainment world, and I'm still in it today, still trying to get it.
Yeah.
And my mama, my biggest fan. I got my first TV show, Ready to Love. Took my mama to the red carpet with me, boy.
Your mom is so
Boy,
sweet.
Kate the Great be smiling, boy. That's my boy.
Yeah, she's a sweet, sweet lady. She is. That's nice, guys. Any other women in your lives?
Not
My
like
sister
my
was-
mama.
Go ahead, Steve.
No, not like my mom.
I mean, other women who may have inspired you, like your.
No,
my mama.
my sister hit me in the head with a phone. That ain't.
My sister really pissed me off.
My sister was an inspiration to me because my sister was so smart, just like effortlessly smart. Just, and I really, as much as I struggled, I couldn't be that damn smart. I just.
So you got one too?
Shirley, what about you? I mean,
Well,
this
I
is
was going to
International
say,
Women's Day.
I was going to say, well, of course, it's my mom. She passed away a couple of years ago, but, you know, my mom, I mean, she taught me everything. I mean, you know, how to, just everything. I owe everything to her. Right. And I don't even want to talk about it right now. Cause,
it hurt,
I get a little choked up about it because it's still pretty new for me. But, it was my mom. And then after her was Diana Ross. All in with Diana. But what about you, Carla?
Oh, you know, it was my mother.
Yeah, of course.
My mother, you know, it was me and her and my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And all that I am, I owe to my mother.
I know that's
She taught
right.
me everything. And she was a single mom, putting it down.
Yep.
And, like you say, you get choked up
you
talking about it.
When that song, I'll always love my mama, would come on, I could not listen to that song.
Hey, Jay, the week my mama passed, man, we were shooting an episode of the Steve Harvey Show. And we were in the garage doing a scene in a car, convertible. And I don't know how they did it, man, but they played, I'll always love my mama. And buddy,
that was it, wasn't it?
hey man, we had to stop the show. It was all, I couldn't even go back to work. I sat outside. I could not stop crying, man. And my mama had only been gone for a week.
Ooh.
That wasn't
Lord.
Who idea was it to play that song?
I don't know, man.
All right. Well, we're going to be in celebrating International Women's Day all day today. And coming up next, it is Run That Prank Back with the nephew right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour in entertainment news, Yara Shahidi, you know her from Blackish. Yeah, she's so sweet and cute and smart and an activist as well as an actress and everything. Yes. And then Naomi Osaka, you know, she's a tennis great. They've been added to the Barbie doll collection. Michelle Obama is, that's really cool, right? And Michelle Obama, former First Lady, is getting a sports complex named after her. And NASA has announced the first all-female spacewalk. That is happening this month. I love that.
Spacewalk?
I love that.
Yes, first female spacewalk.
I wonder if they're going to do it in stilettos.
Well, I'm going to let y'all have that one. Congratulations.
But right now, of course, it is the nephew. He's here to make us smile with Run That Prank Back. What you got, Neff?
Well, you know what? Since it's International Women's Day, you know, we're not going to run that prank back. We got two beautiful ladies here. Carla, you know what? You go first. And whatever prank you want me to play right now, I'm 300 deep on these pranks, 300 plus.
Okay.
All right.
Ladies' choice,
You could, whatever you want, Shirley, you get the next hour.
Okay.
So think about yours. Carla, it's
I
on
thought
you.
about it real quickly. I want to hear the prank where the lady went to the park and she found her man and he was cheating.
Inspector Gadget?
You want some Inspector Gadget? Yes. On International
That's a
Women's
good
Day.
one. That's a good one.
She was a boss. She was not having it. I love it.
All right, we're going to run it. Here it is. Inspector Gadget.
Can I say it, Tommy?
Go
Run
ahead.
it, cat.
Hello? Hello, I'm trying to reach Karen.
This is Karen.
Karen, hey, listen, my name is Mark. Are you married to Jason?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I got the right person. Listen, I don't even know how to say this to you. My like I say, my name is Mark. I follow my wife today. And right now I'm at a park and I'm almost certain that my wife is right now I'm about 200 or 300 yards away, but I'm almost certain my wife is holding hands with your husband, Jason. So
okay, hold on. When you see my husband at the park with your wife, how long have you been following them?
I followed my wife this morning because I just was feeling like real weird about, you know, something going on, and I followed her, and I'm at the park right now, and you know, I think she's with Jason. I think she's with your husband.
What type of car do you see Jason in?
A Lexus.
What color is it?
White.
Okay, that's him. So he's supposed to have went to work today. And this Sunday, and they had some overtime that he's supposed to be doing at work today, and he's at a park with your wife. Are you close to them?
I'm not close to him. I tried to stay back. Oh, wait. Hold up. She just kissed him.
She just kissed who?
My wife just kissed your husband.
What you say your wife's name is again?
My wife's name is Veronica.
Veronica. Okay, what park they at?
They at Langley Park. I'm at Langley Park right now. I'm about 200 yards away from them, and I'm looking at. She just kissed him again. I cannot believe this, man.
I know. Well, you're not telling me that your wife is kissing my husband. How did you get my number? Let's hold up. Back this up. How did you get my number, and who are you?
Like I say, my name is Mark. A buddy of mine named Fitzgerald. Fitz knows Jason.
I don't know Fitzgerald. I don't want to know how you get my number.
Fitz gave me Fitz told me he knew Jason and some kind of way got me your phone number. I don't even know who he got your number from. All I know is your husband is kissing my wife right now. That's what I know.
Okay, you just sitting there watching. Give me the number. We can change this right now. You sitting there watching on some Spectre Gadget. I'll go and bust all this up because I don't play that. Because he said he had to work this morning, some of the overtime. Don't have time. Who does that in the park with some body? It's too cold to be in the park anyway. You can't feed no ducks. Give me the address to this Langley Park.
Okay, wait a minute. They getting a blanket out the car.
Now, who does that? I know. Well, he ain't no romantic type of guy. He never take me to no park.
But they getting a blanket out the car and going deeper into the park. I cannot believe this. They getting the blanket. Well, I know she. Now I'm looking at.
Give me the park address.
They got wine and wine glasses.
Excuse me, Mark. Give me the address to the park. You on some white boy stuff? I'm trying to go. I'll bust that up. I don't have time for that calling me all started and watching your wife. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna hand him his ass. Okay, let's stop this right now. Take your over there to the park and give him the phone. I don't have time for this. You sitting up there watching your wife with my. You calling me? What kind of you? You okay?
Say what?
You supposed to be up there getting on that because if I was there, I'd be the slap that and I've been handing him his cap. Go hand him the phone. Take up there and hand him the phone. What the hell you calling me for?
I'm trying to see what else they gonna do. That's what I'm trying to do.
You done seen enough. All that porn that he over there doing, putting out a guy. What you want? Wait to see him? Take your ass over there, hand him the phone. I know Jason ain't in no park with no. I'm got my at home. I am on our third child pregnant with a baby. But I don't give I'll go up there and whoop his while I'm pregnant. I know well Jason ain't in no park with no. Don't hand him the phone.
Look, I want to see. Let me step out the truck. Hold on. They drinking wine right now.
I don't give a about that. Go hand him the phone. Walk over there and hand him the phone. I don't know what you do with yours. I don't play about mine.
Oh, man, they kissing.
Mark. I don't know who you are, but go hand him the phone. Go hand him the phone. You sitting up there watching with your weak. Who in the are you anyway?
That's my wife he with. He with my wife.
You must be old. Because if you was one of them big old yoked up black one of them got on this. Who does that? You sitting up there watching them at the park. I'm telling you now, I'm whooping that when I see her. I'm whooping your wife. Then I'm whooping Jason. And I'm going to slap your calling me with this. You sitting up there calling me, got my blood pressure sky high while you sitting up there watching my husband, your wife. You supposed to be all on top of that. Yeah, when I see you got that coming too. But I'm going to find this Langley Park right now. I'm going to get off the phone because I'll be up there. I'm going to show you how.
Okay, hold on. Somebody want to talk to you.
Give him the phone.
Hello?
Who is this?
This Tommy.
Tommy who?
This nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Your husband Jason got me to prank phone call you.
This is some. You almost made me have my baby up in this house this morning. And I got 2 more months to go.
Your husband Jason got me to prank phone call you.
He know better than that. I'm whooping anyway when he come home.
Yeah. He told me, he said, look, man, my wife is a no-nonsense. She don't take no drama. None of that. He told me.
That don't make no sense because I was like, one man sit there and watch their wife at the park. What man does that? This is crazy. But you tell him I got him. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I gotta ask you this, baby. One more thing. What is the baddest radio show in the land?
The Steve Harvey Morning Show. Yeah. I'm gonna get Jason with this. No, Tommy, I'm gonna get. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm just gonna name the baby Tommy. Tell him that for a joke.
Tell him you're gonna name the baby Tommy.
Yeah, tell Jason that I'm gonna name the baby Tommy.
Oh, goodness.
You want some Inspector Gad? Did you hear that?
Thank you, nephew. Yes. I love
Good
her.
pick, Carla. Good pick.
Yes,
Yeah, that
she
was fun.
Not playing.
Make you feel good right there, girl.
Yes. Thank you,
Go over there.
nephew.
What did you sitting over here talking to me for?
Right.
Get on over there and see what they doing. They kissing.
Coming up at the top of the hour, entertainment news right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, in today's entertainment news on this International Women's Day, what do Yara Shahidi and Naomi Osaka have in common? That is the question. Here is the answer. They're both part of Barbie's She Rose collection, Steve. Wow. Of course, Yara Shahidi is from Barbie, the Barbie doll. You know, they have a brand new collection. It's called the She Rose collection. It celebrates Barbie's 60th birthday. Mattel is expanding their She Rose collection by adding new
Barbie that had facelifts and everything.
Barbie. The She Rose collection, they're expanding it by adding new inspiring faces from around the world. The brand has chosen women from ages 19 to 85 in diverse arrays of careers from 20 different countries. Yara is representing the U.S., while Naomi Osaka, who's currently the #1 female tennis player in the world, she's holding it down for Japan. That's right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm,
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to see what the dollies look like, go to Steve Harvey FM to check them out. That is really
nice.
cool. Yeah,
What
that
they
is
gonna do
really
Medea? That's what they should do, Medea.
With the doll. Yeah. She fits in the age.
yeah, the Barbie doll collection. Okay. In other women news, former First Lady Michelle Obama is getting what's believed to be her very first namesake since leaving the White House. Mrs. Obama's alma mater, Whitney Young Magnet High School in Chicago, is naming its new athletic complex after her. Construction began last summer on the new building. It's $4.3 million, by the way, and crews are waiting for warmer weather in Chicago to finish the project. Mrs. Obama visited the high school during a visit to her hometown for an exclusive interview with Good Morning America's Robin Roberts. That was back in November of last year. As a picture of young Michelle, of course, she was then named Michelle Robinson, hung on a wall nearby. She shared lessons with the girls about how she found her voice in high school.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That is fantastic. Michelle Obama getting a building named after her.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
I know.
That is so big. Yeah.
She found her voice in high school. Some people find their voice in high school, college.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, it takes a minute,
I found my voice in a car
What do you mean, Steve?
when I was homeless.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I learned more about myself in that period
Mm-hmm.
than I've learned throughout. Just about that was a incredible learning experience for me.
Character building experience, I'm
Man.
sure. What did you learn about yourself?
First of all, appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that there's a cost behind your decisions.
Ah.
I learned a lot about better planning.
Mm-hmm.
But I also learned a lot about survival, stick-to-itiveness, courage,
Humility, I'm sure.
relentlessness.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those, that time when I was living in the car, man, it made me a lot of who I am today, because a lot of things I was lacking back then, it caused me to work harder to make sure I wasn't lacking for it anymore. So it was a great motivator, I should say.
Sit it out when it rains. You
Okay.
learn that. What? You do learn that.
On March 29th, we're moving on. Finally, on March 29th, a crew of astronauts will conduct the first ever all-female spacewalk aboard the International Space Station. So that's wonderful news as
That's
well.
big.
Yeah, that is really big. So, Steve, it's time for today's headlines.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ann Tripp.
Thanks, everybody. This is Ann Tripp with the news, and here we go. President Trump's former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, sentenced in federal court yesterday to only 47 months in prison for bank and tax fraud, a much lighter sentence than he could have gotten since the sentencing guidelines for his crime called for 24 years in prison. He got 47 months. The judge called the guidelines unwarranted and excessive for the crime that Manafort was convicted of. However, he did say that Manafort's crimes were nevertheless serious and amounted to a theft from everyone in the U.S. who pays taxes. So, in addition to the 47 months, Manafort's been ordered to pay $20 million in restitution, along with a $50,000 fine. Manafort, by the way, is to be sentenced for other crimes next week in D.C. In Washington yesterday, the House of Representatives approved a resolution condemning anti-Semitism and all forms of bigotry. The measure was in response to the controversy over statements made by first-term Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar that many viewed as anti-Semitic. However, while the Representative Omar admits to being a critic of U.S.-Israel foreign policy, she denies being anti-Jewish. Also, by the way, 23 Republican lawmakers voted against the anti-hate measure. They say they thought it was too watered down. However, Republican Steve King of Iowa, who was stripped of his committee assignments for remarks he made supporting white supremacy, voted present. In Florida, prosecutors say they're pleased with the conviction of a Palm Beach Gardens cop who shot and killed a black motorist who was stranded, the now former officer Noman Raja. Authorities say Raja was found guilty of manslaughter and attempted murder in the 2015 killing of Mr. Corey Jones. He faces 25 years in life to prison, and civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump says he hopes this is some kind of sign.
This may help prevent another police officer somewhere in America from killing a black man and being able to lie about it and get away with murder.
Officer Raja was in plain clothes that day. He was in an unmarked white van when he came upon Mr. Jones and his stalled SUV. A video recording shows that Raja never identified himself as a police officer and shot Corey Jones dead when Jones, thinking he was being confronted by some criminal, pulled out his legally registered handgun. Dozens of hospital workers at Chicago's Northwestern Hospital fired on the spot last Tuesday, escorted out of the building for allegedly accessing actor Jussie Smollett's health chart. Smollett, was treated at Northwestern in January after he said he'd been attacked. The actor has since been charged with filing a false police report. That is a felony. CNN reports that Britain's royal family is reportedly beefing up its social media operation amid a rise in racist online attacks on the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle. That's right. Meanwhile, an investigation by an advocacy group called Hope Not Hate finds that only 20 accounts are responsible for 70% of all the crass internet nastiness aimed at the African American. Today is National Tooth Fairy Day. And I want $5, please. Now back to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Today is International Women's Day, and we want to salute Gayle King, by the way. She held her composure. She held it down.
She did. Bless her. Huh?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. I saw something in Gayle King that I had not seen.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Man, that woman did an interview.
Composure.
She really did, man. Top of the line interview, man.
Azriel Clary, 21, and Jocelyn Savage, 23, also talked to Gayle. These ladies defend their relationship with R. Kelly. Take a listen.
What is your relationship, both of you, with R. Kelly?
We're with him. That's our relationship.
We're with him. Yeah, that's what it is.
And we're in a relationship with him.
Right.
You just said it.
A very strong relationship as well.
Both of you?
Yes, most definitely.
How do we say this without being inappropriate? Is this a three-way relationship, or do you each have a separate relationship with him? How does this work?
Well, both
I'm
of
curious.
those.
Yeah.
We both have our individual relationships with him, and we all are family all together. We have our moments where we sit and watch movies all together. We go to amusement parks all together.
I'm not talking about Azrael going to movies and sitting watching, going to parks. I'm talking about, is it a three-way sexual relationship?
Sexually? Well, first of all, I'm not here to talk about my personal life, and I would never share with no one what I do in or outside of the bedroom. And as a woman, I'm sure you would not either.
No, I wouldn't, but
okay, then.
No, you're
next
right.
question.
No, you're right. I would not, but this is a very different circumstance.
It's not a different circumstance. There are people all over the world who have multiple girlfriends. It's no different.
Do both of you all believe you're in love with him?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
Should your parents be concerned?
No.
Why?
Well, my parents knew where I've always been for 4 years. They have known. They know that I've been well taken care of.
They never thought you were missing, Azriel. They just were wondering if you were okay.
Well, my parents have actually came to Chicago and seen me a few times. I've talked to them. They stopped answering my calls.
You know what they say? They say that you were brainwashed. I talked to your dad last night. He says, my daughter is brainwashed, and he's very concerned. He said he was here 2 days ago, and you wouldn't even look him in the eye.
Okay, I wouldn't look him in the eye because he's a liar, and he's a manipulative liar.
Oh, my God. This is so disturbing.
They're gone. They're gone. There's no saying.
21 and 23, they sound so young.
I don't like how I hear the disrespect when they talking to her.
Yes,
That's the disrespect.
Their tone,
you know?
absolutely. Yes, very
But you know what?
disrespectful.
That's what young people do when they're off balance.
Yeah, they're in the defense
That's
mode.
their
Defensive
retaliation
mode.
like that.
Yeah.
You're right.
You know, you don't
Yeah,
know when
that's
a
true.
person is getting checked. And I'm sure as a woman, you wouldn't either. You ain't nowhere near the woman Gayle
Right.
King is.
Yeah.
Slow down.
You're a child
21
to me.
years old.
You ain't seen what Gayle King
Ooh,
said.
the attitudes they have.
You know, but that was an attitude but she repeated something that R. Kelly said.
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of men. I know men with multiple girlfriends.
Yeah.
That
He said
little
that.
girl
He said that.
He said
repeated
that.
the same exact thing. I know when a person has been prodded and rehearsed.
Yeah.
And this girl was being too belligerent. She didn't even know how to play it off.
Right.
You attacking me, and here I am. And I'm sure no one touched it. I don't touch what goes on in my bedroom. Here is one of the things that disturbed me when R. Kelly.
Well, wait, Steve. Just hold that thought. Coming up at 34 after the hour, we'll discuss more of Gayle's interview with R. Kelly with his live-in girlfriends who defend him right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, before we left break, of course, today is International Women's Day. We want to wish everyone a happy International Women's Day. We were saluting Gayle King, who did such an outstanding interview with R. Kelly a couple of days ago. And then yesterday, she continued the interview with R. Kelly's two girlfriends, Azriel Clary.
You know what? One of the things Azriel said that kind of, pertaining to Azriel, they were asking R. Kelly. She had asked R. Kelly, she said, the girl, she couldn't even sing. You remember when they were saying that Ariel wanted to do, and he said, well, she couldn't even sing. So then Gayle King said, well, if she couldn't sing, what was your interest?
Interest in her.
And he said, well, she was just beautiful.
See right there.
Well, hold up, dog. But you had just said she was 17.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And then what he didn't catch himself was when he said she was just, she couldn't sing. She was just beautiful. She was a kid, man.
You know what, man? If he really believe he can fly, he ought to get his ass up out of here. Really. Really, dog. He really ought to go and get his ass up out of here. I'm telling you right now.
All right, so you're crazy.
That's out the park.
All right, so
out the park.
These young girls' parents, Azriel and Jocelyn's parents, have long alleged that R. Kelly has manipulated and brainwashed their daughters, but the daughters were telling Gayle King that their parents are out to get money. Listen to this.
This is the first time hearing, to be honest with you, that your parents are trying to get money from R. Kelly.
Okay.
Because your father told a very different story to me last night.
Yeah, he's the manipulative. He's very manipulative, so he's the one you need to watch out for. But my dad and my mom, they started to send threats to both me and him. They said, I'll put all your naked pictures all over the world. I'm going to ruin you. I'm going to ruin him. If he doesn't send $20,000 to this bank account by Monday, I'm going to put everything out there and then $10,000 after that. You're trying to solicit me like I'm some hoe. I'm not. I'm your child.
Exactly.
Yeah, you sound very angry with your parents. You sound very angry and very pained. Tell me, Azriel, why you're crying. Tell me.
I'm crying because you guys don't know the truth. You guys believe in some facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies for money. And if you can't see that, you're ignorant and you're stupid as because you want to be. all because that's the world we live in. Negativity sells. Gossip is what sells. Rumors are what sells.
Exactly. But Jocelyn and Azrael, this is more than gossip. This is more than just rumors. These are decades of allegations against Robert Kelly.
We're not here to talk about decades. We're here to talk about what our parents are doing right now.
Right.
And what they're doing right now is all for money.
Right.
Woo!
Wow, man.
Lord have mercy.
I know.
That's what they do first, turn you against your parents.
Yeah, they take
Man,
you away
I'ma
from
tell
your
you something,
family.
Very
because-
first thing they do.
Hey, man,
turn
let me tell you
against your
something.
parents.
When that girl started crying,
Yes, sir. Yes.
that was a break moment for her because she knew, man, I done said something against two people who really love me. And she broke and she started, and then she snapped out of it.
Yeah.
This
she
isn't
broke down
about,
talking
this is
her
about, if you
parents.
believe this, this is ignorant and you're stupid. Negativity sells. And went right on back to what his,
To what he said.
his thing was, he said. But she broke down. I believe the girl's parents. I really, really do, man. Because they've got no reason. And like Gayle said, this is the first day hearing a parent trying to get some money. You know.
Your parents are saying they're going to extort money from you by
This
putting
is so
naked
sad.
pictures
But you know what
of their
she said,
child out? What?
You know, they also had said one time that R. Kelly would support us. He'll look out for us. R. Kelly don't have 100,000 to get his ass out of jail.
That's true.
R. Kelly ain't got
Take care of his own
169 to
kids.
take care of his
Right.
own damn kids. He ain't got nothing for y'all, man.
Right.
Y'all.
Hey, listen, Steve, I just want to get this out there. If you have been sexually abused or assaulted, please call the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 800-656-4673, 800-656-4673. All right? And we'll be back with Nephew Tommy's prank phone call right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's today's Strawberry Letter. The subject for today, check this out, guys. I was willing to settle for a loser. But right now, the nephew is here with today's prank phone call. Okay.
Paula was able to do the one the last hour, so it's your turn now.
All right, thank you. Well, this is International Women's Day, like you say, and you know how mothers are about their children.
Okay.
Don't mess with them about their kids, okay?
That's right.
Okay.
You called this mom, messed with her, told her that her child could not color.
Oh, my
her
God.
child would not stay inside the lines, and she went in on you, sir. Yes, she did.
I believe that's your son going back to pre-K. I think that's what it is. Going back to pre-K. Run it, cat.
Hello.
Yes, I'm trying to reach Miss Thomas, please.
This is Miss Thomas. Who is this?
My name is Mr. Stapleton. I'm actually the principal over at elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at my records indicating that your son Thomas is going to be starting his first grade.
Mm-hmm. He's ready. My baby's ready.
Right. Listen, Miss Thomas, I've been going through actually all of the children's records that will be starting school, and I'm looking at your son's grades from his kindergarten year.
Mm-hmm. And he did good. Mm-hmm.
Well, no, not exactly. I mean, there's been a few. I actually spoke with the teacher who he was under in kindergarten, and it seems like he just really wasn't up to par as the rest of the children.
I now his conduct. Now he talks, but he gets his work. So what else is she saying on that ain't right?
Well, what it seems to be, ma'am, is that his grades weren't up to par as the rest of the other children. She did tell me he was a disobedient child.
No, he's disobedient and talking, two different things. Come on.
Okay. Well, ma'am, listen, what we've decided here is we're going to let little actually do another year of kindergarten.
Oh, no, y'all ain't going to let him do another year of kindergarten. No, sir.
Ma'am, that's the only choice
I'm
I have
sorry.
after
You
looking.
No, we got our letter in the mail with our report card the week after school started, and it said on the back, promoted. And if I got to get up off this couch and go get it, I'm going to be off, because I'm telling you right now, we will be in the first grade. Kindergarten wasn't that hard. I'm not sure what they told you about him, but it must be the wrong.
Well, ma'am, from my understanding, he doesn't color as well as the rest of the kids. He's all out of the lines when he colors. He doesn't know his numbers completely, and that's kind of what we need when you first come into the first grade.
No, what I can show you on this paper, he did satisfactory all the way through. Now you about to me off, and I'm already sick, calling me with some about my son flunking kindergarten. He ain't that kind of
He
dumb.
does not color well, ma'am.
Listen, coloring ain't got nothing to do with the daggum kindergarten. He is going to the first grade, and I'll be down there on August 24th.
Ma'am, I will not be able to allow you to get into school on August 20th.
I'm sorry, mister. I'm sorry. And let me tell you what. Let me go in and get my pencil and pen, because I don't live that far from this school. And if y'all already down there causing some conflict, I need to get up and go down there, because I'm not telling my baby when he come home today that he ain't going to the daggum first grade.
Ma'am, I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to refuse education from him on August 24th.
You know what? I just went back and put him in public school. I know that was a mistake in the first place. Fooling with y'all talking about some coloring. Give me your name again, sir.
Stapleton, ma'am.
Wait a minute. I got the number. Never mind. I pulled up this report card. I got the number and your name on the back of this paper. I tell you what, August 24th, we'll be coming in there going to school, and I might make a trip around there this evening when I come from the doctor.
Ma'am,
to make sure that
the
you
bottom
show the right
line,
stuff.
ma'am, is I'm not
I don't
going
want to hear that. Coloring ain't got nothing to do with nothing else.
But
you shouldn't have sent the paper.
It's
I'm
not
sorry.
only coloring. His arithmetic is
I'm
bad.
sorry. No,
Are you working with him at home?
No,
Are you doing
listen,
anything
I
as
work
a
with my son
parent?
at home every day. What you trying to say? I'm an incompetent parent?
I'm just asking, as a parent, are you working with your
Yes,
child?
I'm working with my child every day. He can read better than you, probably.
No, he can't read. I'm the
Yes,
principal.
he can read better than you, because obviously you read that wrong on that paper that he's supposed to be going back to kindergarten, when I know the paper said from his going to the first grade. And I'm not listening to no more of this about him going backwards. Now, if you got a problem with your paperwork, maybe you need to go talk to your secretary or somebody in there that wrote my baby name down wrong.
Your son's name, Thomas, ma'am.
I know it ain't him, baby. I know it ain't him. You're not going to sit up and tell me my son is flunking kindergarten. He is not going back to that kindergarten.
Don't bring your son down here August the 24th. Do you hear me?
I tell you what, be ready to whip me and my husband. But we will be down there August 4th. Backpack, shoes, uniform, everything. You hear me?
I will not be able to allow him an education.
Are you down there right now? I will come down there right now and make that correction on that paper for you.
Can you bring
my baby is not going back to no kindergarten for no coloring.
Can you bring him down here and let him color for me so I can...
You talking about coloring, arithmetic, and all this stuff? No, No, I'm sorry. We will be down there August the 24th. I will have this report card in my hand that says you have been promoted to the first grade, and he's going to have a smile on his face, and so are you.
I got one more thing I need to tell you, man. Are you listening to me?
I'm listening. You ain't saying nothing yet. You better say something that sounds like the first grade, because I'm not playing. I would go down to this daggum administrative office, and I had fired because my son will be in that first grade.
Who are you raising your voice at? Who are you raising your voice at?
I'm talking to you. You talking crazy to me. I'm talking crazy to you.
What?
I'm a grown woman. I don't need to be explaining to you why I'm trying to defend my son.
Did you graduate?
Honey, I am a college degree person. I have a great job. My husband and I do well for ourselves and for our children, and that's why we know.
You're not even at work right now, man.
Listen, I'm sick, fool. I told you that when you called here. Waiting on the doctor to call me now. I'm probably missing my phone call.
Can you color? Because your son can't color.
Can I color? What kind of question is that to ask me, can I color? What are you, white or black? You asking me something. You asking me, am I colored?
No, I asked you, can you color? Like your son
I hear
can't.
some racist lines in there, can you color? No, my coloring and me being colored ain't got nothing to do with none of this. Is this a race thing?
No,
that you trying to make sure you send him back?
No, I'm not trying to send him back. I want to send him back to color, to get his coloring together.
I tell you what, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And if you are the head person down there now, you are incompetent and you are an illiterate. Call me and tell me that my son has to go back to the first grade.
I got one more thing. You know what?
Me mixed up. I tell you what, I'm through with this conversation.
I'm through with this. I'm going to say one more thing, and I'm going to be out of here. Are you listening?
I'm listening.
This is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked by your girlfriend, Felicia.
I'm going to beat Felicia's I am going to beat her. Mother. You about to get tore out the frame. I mean, I'm writing numbers and everything. And I'm recording everything. I'm going to beat her because she know I don't play when it comes to my kids. Okay, that's all right.
All right, babe. One more question now. What is the baddest, I'm talking about the baddest radio show in the land?
The Steve Harvey Morning Show, baby.
Oh, goodness.
You can't mess with nobody about their kids.
I told you. This is
You cannot mess with no mama about her child.
I'll be damned.
Get it together around here. You're going to have to get it together. Next Friday, baby, the nephew will be in Washington, D.C. at Bethesda Blues and Jazz Supper Club. I will be there. That's
I'm going to be in the club.
Come on.
gonna be doing my thing. Some people think I'm gonna be cooking. Others think I'm gonna sing. It ain't ever been clear what I'm about to do. But one thing is for sure, this comedy is for you. I'm at the Jazz and Blues Supper Club. But I'm going to be doing a little comedy too.
I like it.
That was good,
funny.
Steve.
All right, thank
And
you
if
guys.
you want to come and see me, your guess is good is what I'm going to do.
All right, thank you guys very much. That was great. Coming up, today's Strawberry Letter subject, I was willing to settle for a loser. We'll get into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, guys, time now for today's Strawberry Letter. And if you need advice on relationships, dating, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to Steve Harvey FM and click Submit Strawberry Letter. We could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one right here, right now.
Buckle up. Hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is, the Strawberry Letter.
Subject, I was willing to settle for a loser. Dear Steve and Shirley, I was attracted to a very sweet, tall, dark, and handsome guy, and I was dying to meet him. So I made the first move, and I asked him out on a date. I invited him to dinner, and I asked him to meet me at the restaurant. He said that he would need me to pick him up because his car is in the shop. I usually don't drive men around, but I thought, what the heck? And I went to get him. On the way to the restaurant, he said that he is going through a rough time and his ex-girlfriend has him on child support, so he is looking for a better job to pay child support and get his car fixed. Since I invited him to dinner and because of the conversation in the car, I offered to pay for dinner and he let me. I saw all the red flags with him, but I did not run away from this situation initially. After a few more dates, I got tired of hearing about his problems, and I told him. He told me that I need to be a ride or die type of chick, and I need to be patient with him. That was the final straw, and I told him that we're not compatible, and I didn't want to see him anymore. He called me a bougie
ass
heifer and said that I'd never find any man that could put up with me. This really hurt my feelings because that's not who I am. If I was bougie, I would have stopped talking to him after the first date. I was trying to have an open mind and do things differently. Now I feel used because I was willing to overlook his shortcomings and help him by being supportive. My married friends said that I should not ever compromise my standards, but I haven't had success in a relationship, so I tried to switch it up. I'm just a single professional female wanting a good man. What am I doing wrong? Okay, you know what? I agree with your married friends when they say don't compromise your standards, okay? I understand you were doing the same thing, so you wanted to try something different. But you knew going in, you saw the red flags. You ignored the red flags. And so this is what you ended up with. I mean, you offered to pay for dinner. You went to pick him up. All these things. His car was in the shop. He had to pay for child support and all this. And for him to call you that after all the things that you've done for him, it shows that he wasn't appreciative anyway. So I don't think I don't think he was worthy of you anyway, okay? I think you should just be patient. Don't lower your standards. Don't settle. And the right man will come along. Steve?
This is a real simple letter to me. Dear Shirley and Steve, I was attracted to a very sweet, tall, dark, and handsome guy. I was dying to meet him, so I made the first move. I asked him out on a date. You picked him. You went over there and picked him. This was your selection. So here we go. I invited him to dinner, asked him to meet me at the restaurant. He said he would need me to pick him up because his car was in the shop.
You swang through, get me.
Wasn't no biggie, though. You stayed there. You just, you stayed there. He said he wanted to pick up because his car was in the shop. Now, I usually don't drive men around, but I thought, what the heck? I went to get him. On the way to the restaurant, he said he's going through a rough time and his ex-girlfriend had him on child support. No, your ex-girlfriend don't have you on child support.
Right.
The state puts you on child support because your ass got to send it. And so that it ain't the girlfriend. She ain't got nothing to do with it. The state. So now he was looking for a better job to pay child support and get his car fixed. He need a better job to pay his child support and get his car fixed. So he ain't working.
Well, he's working. He just needs a better job, right?
No, he didn't have no money for dinner, sure.
Well, okay. Yeah.
Since I invited him to dinner and because of the conversation in the car, I offered to pay for dinner, and he let me.
What?
He had to let you. He ain't have it. This ain't he ain't let nothing. Now, he let you pick him up. Then he let you hear this story. Then he let you know all of this. Now, the problem we have is you picked this man. The reason maybe he didn't walk up to you in the first place, because he knew all of this. Maybe he didn't have his stuff in order, and he knew all this. But since you ran up on him and you picked him, here you go. He saw you, but he know he ain't have his stuff together, so he ain't say nothing to you.
You get what you pick.
So now you pick him. Offered to pay for dinner, and he felt like and then she said, and he let me. I saw all the red flags with him, but I didn't run away from this situation initially. A lady was on my talk show the other day, and she said something I thought was really wonderful.
What? What'd she say?
She told all the women, she said, stop collecting red flags. Stop collecting red flags. When you get one, what you need 6, 7 of them for?
Yeah.
Now you got a bunch of red flags in the back seat of your car. Few more dates, I got tired of hearing about his problems. He just at the house complaining. Man, hey, where you going to the movie? You know what else I can't do?
What, Steve?
Ask me something. I probably can't even do the ask me something.
Okay, movies. Okay, how about we just go to the mall and maybe,
hell no. Walk around?
Yeah, walk around.
Nah, you get thirsty when you walk around?
Yeah. Yeah, we stop and get a
You
cold
get
drink.
hungry when you walk around?
Yeah, usually, yeah.
Oh, okay, we can't go to the mall. You want to walk around somewhere else?
We can't go to the mall. Wow, what about, let's go to a museum. That's free to get in.
Yeah, that's cool. You like art?
I love art. Love it.
You own any art?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah, well, we ain't gonna own no more. Yeah, you got all the art you gonna have right now. One more right quick.
The car show is in town. Let's go to the car show. That's free to get in.
Ain't no need me looking in no car. My car in the shop. You ain't read the letter. What is we looking for? I'm looking for a way to get this car shop.
Oh, I see why she broke up with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, look, we'll have part 2 of Steve's response coming up at 23 after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, we're back. Part 2 of the Strawberry Letter. We need to recap subject. I was willing to settle for a loser.
The title alone leads to a catastrophe.
Loser.
The guy you met was sweet, tall, handsome, but he didn't approach you, you approached him. Then you found out all this negative stuff about him. He didn't have a car. You had to pick him up. He needed a new job. He back on child support. His girlfriend put him on child support. I told him Mr. State. Since you invited him to dinner because of the conversation in the car, you had to pay for dinner. He let you. I saw the red flags with him, but I did not run away from this. I've said before, ladies, stop collecting red flags.
Question.
Yes.
Was it wrong? Because a lot of people, especially young women these days, Steve, they will ask a guy out. Let's hear your opinion as chief love officer on that.
You can ask a guy out. I guess times are different.
They are.
So you can ask a guy out. But you have to ask yourself this question. Him being the hunter, as we are, why didn't he ever ask you out? Could it be he wasn't interested?
Okay.
Could it be that he don't have himself together? Or just could it be he know he ain't got nothing to offer, which is pretty much the same as he ain't got himself together. So when you walk up to these men and you hit on them, quite naturally they think something is up, so they're going to go on and go out with you.
Yeah, they're going to do what they do. Yeah, try. Yeah.
But when you see the red flags, you got to stop collecting.
That's right. You're right to send that message to women. We have to stop ignoring the red flags, especially when they're there blaring. They're right there, definitely. So you're saying it's okay to ask a man out, but just be aware of what you might get. You might get a bunch of red flags.
You didn't ask, that he didn't ask you. We see you. Ain't no fine woman walking up us and we ain't see her coming.
Okay.
We ain't ever surprised. Oh, man, she done came over here. Oh, hell no. Man, look at my lucky day. And that's exactly what it is. And it happens that way. So, ladies, stop settling. She said, I was willing to settle for a loser.
Yeah.
You can't settle for losers, ladies. When you settle for losers, you find yourself getting further and further behind where you're trying to get to. You want a loving, committed relationship with a wonderful man that has a plan. But when you date these losers, and you know they losers, then you just further putting yourself behind the 8 ball. You're never going to get to where you want to be. So, ladies, as times have changed and women are becoming a little bit more aggressive, still at the end of the day, just walk in front of him a couple of times. He a hunter. He going to see you. He going to stop.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead.
But I've even heard of women who propose to men.
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
definitely.
that too.
Yeah. What do you think as chief love officer?
I mean, I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
She gets on her knee and she asks. That's fine.
Well,
that don't sound.
Well, he gets the act of the proposal.
Well, that doesn't seem like a smart move to me.
But I have heard of that,
I have too, sure.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with the younger women that don't adhere. They think, a lot of the tradition is old fashioned and things like that. So,
you get on your knee, I'll help you up when you get through asking. But I don't see no problem with you down there on your knee asking me. So.
Well,
And another thing, these red flags, I got to figure how you hide these flags so these flags don't be noticeable. And that's what you got to work on. How do you get these flags?
Stop.
You don't want people to see your flag if it's a red flag. If I had a green flag.
We are trying to help.
I know, this is National Women's Day.
That's why a lot of people in their letter write, not you, Tommy.
Right, like the one
they
yesterday.
Get specific. Yeah.
But
somebody got to look at it from a different
I
perspective.
did want to ask you, Steve, how would a man feel? How does a man feel if a woman proposes to him? I mean, speaking from a man's perspective.
I don't know. I would be thrown off with it.
What do you mean?
I mean, you've taken a moment away from me.
So if ain't Marjorie would have asked you to marry you, you gonna say you was looking at her and told her no.
No, I'd have told her, hell yeah. Yeah, I'm just giving advice on this matter.
Your mind.
Yeah, y'all ain't me. Yeah.
But it would have thrown you off. It would have thrown you off as a man. You're saying
it most definitely would have thrown me. I can't imagine her saying that. And life is tough enough, ladies.
Yeah.
Somebody sent me something one day that said, life is too short for me to wait on you to act right.
Woo.
I ain't got time for you to wait.
Yeah.
I'm grown, you grown. If this ain't what you want, let's just keep on moving. But don't play with me.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, what about him, though, calling her bougie, a bougie heifer, bougie a heifer?
Well, he ain't got nothing else. What was he going to do?
So rude.
What was he going to do, threaten to leave her somewhere? He ain't got no car key.
But she picked him up, paid for dinner.
That's all he had. He tried to swing with what he had, so he resort to name calling.
Yeah, and telling her she should be a ride or die type of chick.
He ain't ride or die. His car in the shop.
It died.
He ain't riding nowhere.
Right. So in situations like this, the same advice for women you're saying as well?
Well, I just think the
compromise.
women definitely have to not compromise. They have to be aware of the value that they have and what they bring to the table.
Absolutely.
And if a man can't match what you bring to the table, or if he doesn't have a plan that will match or surpass what you got, y'all just go and keep moving.
So when he initially told her he couldn't pay for dinner, his girlfriend was getting him for child support, and he didn't have a car, what should she have done at that point?
She should have stopped at the 7-Eleven and went in the front door and walked out the back. Took her car keys and called her girlfriend. And about 3 hours later, went back over there and picked your car up. Left his ragged ass right where he was.
Yeah. Oh,
I
God.
not only can I not pay for dinner, I ain't got no car to drive us away from dinner.
Sometimes we can, as women, be too nice,
or try to fix
things.
Yeah,
try to think he's going to change. We can change a man and all of that. So, yeah, definitely, Steve, great advice. Don't compromise your standards. Don't settle. And do not ignore those red flags, ladies. All right, listen, we got to get out of here. Happy International Women's Day to all the women, too. Yes, you can email us or Instagram us your thoughts on today's Strawberry Letter at Steve Harvey FM. Now, coming up in 10 minutes, President Trump's White House doesn't invite women's sports teams to the White House. What's up with that?
Why not?
He crazy.
Yeah. What, Jay?
He crazy.
We'll talk about it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
President Donald Trump's relationships with championship sports teams have made news several times, whether it's a fast food buffet with the Clemson Tigers or an invitation to the Golden State Warriors withdrawn after some players said they'd boycott. Remember that. But one thing you haven't read about, guys, is a woman's team being served cold fast food or a woman's team having its invitation withdrawn. And it's because this White House is not recognizing or celebrating, should I say, women's championship teams. How about that? They're not recognizing them or they're not celebrating women's championship teams.
It's no surprise as the way he treats women. Look how he treats his wife. He leaves, he don't open the door for her.
Man, this dude, he ain't got no chivalry.
Nah.
He's the worst example of a gentleman I've ever seen. He don't open doors. He walk in front of her. He leave her. She be sitting in the car. He don't open the car door.
They don't
He
hold
open
hands.
the damn door. This dude right there. Man.
He don't put the umbrella over when it's raining.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hey, dog. Trump don't do nothing, man. He supposed to do.
Yeah.
When the last time they held hands?
I don't know. Remember she canceled her trip to Davos?
I've never seen a guy so disrespectful of the first lady in the White House, any of the presidents. He'll get out the car and just get on the plane, just leave her. And never open the door for her, never.
I thought
He doesn't know how.
He doesn't know
any of that.
Yeah.
But when
He's never done it.
Remember when he
But
tried
you're
to
supposed
grab
to
her
know
hand
that.
and stuff and
Yeah.
she swatted him away or
she knew.
snatched back?
Show it.
Oh, don't do this for the cameras. You don't do it
Yeah,
any
been
other
holding my
time.
hand.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what it is. Oh, okay.
I
So
mean,
she's saying you don't do
maybe.
it on
But
the
the way Obama, well, it's totally different. Obama and
Michelle.
I mean, that was just
But
proof.
he had been doing that for the
years.
whole
Yeah.
courtship.
Yeah.
Everything. He's just that guy.
Yeah, he's a
And
gentleman.
she required that.
Yeah,
Right.
and they not only loved each other, but they actually liked each other
Yes.
too. They liked
I don't think they like. Yeah, it was Melania.
Melania.
And I don't think he likes anybody. But the guy who's keeping that hairpiece together.
That's the damn Jay.
He got like him.
Well, according to the Washington Post, not a single women's championship team has made a solo visit to the White House under President Trump. This is according to the Washington Post. Not 2018 women's NCAA basketball champions Notre Dame, not the 2017 WNBA champion Minnesota Lynx, or the 2018 WNBA champion Seattle Storm. Wow.
Who wants to go to the White House and be mistreated?
That's really
Really?
sad.
No, you don't need that.
Yeah, come on.
Why would you want that, right?
President Trump, we all know this, has a history of attacking women by mocking their bodily functions, demeaning their looks. He has called women fat and ugly. Do you remember when he posted a picture of Ted Cruz's wife saying images are worth 1,000 words? And
Ooh, that's horrible.
Yeah, and pretty recently, after Omarosa left the White House, he called her that dog.
Yeah.
I mean,
the president.
Yeah,
Wow.
of the United States.
Wow.
Well, anyway, Steve, I mean, speaking of politics, Let's talk about the 2020 Democratic presidential race, shall we?
How many people running? 100? How many we got up there?
Well, there are 12 Democratic candidates so far.
Okay.
And 5 of them are women. All right.
Okay.
Kamala Harris out of California.
She jumped out first.
Yeah. Elizabeth Warren out of New Hampshire. That's 2. Kristen Gillibrand out of New York, or Gillibrand. Amy Klobuchar out of Minnesota. And then there's Tulsi Gabbard out of Hawaii.
I can't vote for them too because I can't say their name.
Amy Klobuchar and Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, I can't.
I mean, it really is a historical year for women in the House and the Senate. Remember last year we only had one female candidate, and that running anyway. When it was all said and done, that was Hillary Clinton. But yeah,
she said she's not running for this race.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, she did make that
Trump
statement.
crazy. That's what she's running.
But she is participating in the process. She's meeting with the candidates and stuff like that. Now, I mean, one of these women could be our next president. You never know.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's important to vote, though. That's the main thing.
I mean,
right, Steve? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can really make a difference. You know, I mean, it's no secret that black women have shown up in these elections. Yeah, in these elections, definitely.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a little early right now.
It is.
In the presidential election because even this year, man, I'm not voting just because a person is a Democrat or an independent or any of that. I'm going to vote for who I think can get us beyond this Trump 4-year period.
So who can beat him?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
And that's how the Democrats got to think of as to plan. Who can beat Donald Trump? Right now, as it sits right now, he'll get reelected.
But they need to huddle up and get it together then.
I'm telling you, man, because it's really sad because his base has not dwindled at all. But now, remember this now, he lost the election by almost 3-4 million votes. So he's not the most popular president. He lost by a lot of votes.
Yeah.
We just have to tighten up with how we do this because them electoral votes are still what he's going to be counting. And right now, he's still good in them same places he was before. So if they don't get this electoral thing together, he's going to be right back in there. He can lose by 5 million votes and still be the president.
Wow. And by the way, Steve, you're absolutely right. In case you missed it, President Trump's former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, was sentenced to 47 months in prison for lying and tax evasion.
Did he?
Yeah,
that was yesterday, wasn't it?
1 month less than 4 years. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Come on, y'all. We got to vote.
Yeah.
Let's go, ladies.
We got to get to those polls. That's right. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about the dynamic women in music.
Manafort, gone. God.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, we're going to spend this time just honoring women on this International Women's Day. A lot of great women in music now, great women in movies and journalism. Everywhere you look, I mean, women are in Congress. Look at Congress right now.
Oh, yeah.
Political leaders.
Yes, everything, you know.
Arts, everything.
Yeah, shout out
Leadership.
to her. HER, you know, she's a dynamic young lady in music now.
Artist.
She won the Grammy for Best New Artist. And looking for great things from her.
Who?
Her.
Stop.
I know, her. HER, her.
Steve, who is your all-time favorite female singer, dynamic singer, all-time favorite?
Wow.
Think about it.
That I've gotten the most enjoyment from listening to?
Yes.
Anita Baker.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that is a
Anita
good one.
Boo.
Anita Baker, I've spent more time listening to her music.
Man, yeah.
She's given me so much. I mean, she's a woman album that I would buy and just listen to.
Wow.
You know, You Bring Me Joy, Fairy Tales. I Apologize, man. It's one of my favorite songs.
You know, I never knew that about you because you always talk about your male, the guys
Earth,
that
Wind,
you
and
like,
Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, and Ohio players and people like that. But I've never known you to speak of your favorite female artist. So
I mean, man, as a singer, her voice. Now, Whitney had the best voice.
That's mine right there.
She's had the best voice. But when I wanted to listen to soul music, and she sang about stuff that I could relate to, man, you bring me joy.
That
She
breakdown.
got so many hits, but Anita Baker's voice, man, for me, she's really been one of my favorite female singers. Now, I tell you, the other female that I got the most enjoyment listening to was Sade.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I loved
Okay.
Stronger Than Pride, all of that.
Wait
you
a
know.
minute, Steve. Explain Sade to our younger listeners.
Oh, they don't know. Sultry, sultry soul. Sultry soul. She had a resin in her voice. She sang from a place, man. Is it a crime that I still want you, even though you don't want me to? Boy.
That's a lyric
Take
right
your
there.
time with it.
But you don't even understand what Sade did, man. Sade wrote some songs, man, and stood that. Wasn't no dancing. You ain't go to her show for dancing.
No, but
Flat
she did it, and it was a
though.
treat.
She can move
Footed.
Yeah, she did it, and it was a
Sexy.
treat. Yeah.
Flat-footed and blue.
Yes, yeah.
Like Whitney. Whitney wasn't no dancing with Whitney. Whitney paralyzed you. Her damn
Her voice made up everything.
Oh,
Man.
that voice. Oh, my God. That girl's voice. Incredible.
You know, and then I'm gonna tell you, as a kid, my favorite female artist was Diana Ross.
The boss.
As a kid, man, I
love
thought
her.
I loved her.
She was fabulous.
I just
There was
loved her,
nothing
man.
about her that was wrong to me. I
Now-
loved Diana Ross.
Which female artist have I jammed to the most?
Okay.
That damn Shaka
Shaka
Khan.
Khan. I knew you were
Yes,
going to say that,
sir.
too.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Them girls, man. Shaka Khan's voice, one of a kind. Now, you don't redo Shaka Khan songs.
No,
First of all, you
but,
can't hit none of them notes.
The
You out.
notes.
You out, man. I've had just strong ties to music and women. Now, today, the greatest female performer that I've ever seen in my life, I saw in Nice with Jay-Z. Her name
Yes, sir.
Beyonce.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Her name Beyonce.
No last name needed.
Bring the beat in.
Her name Beyonce.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
She is the greatest female performer I've ever seen. The best voice belongs to Whitney, you know. But Beyonce can sing, dance, and put on the show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she can
That girl
entertain.
right there, man, is on a whole nother level, man. And those are my thoughts on the women. that have-
Well, those
All
are
right.
good thoughts, baby.
Yeah,
You
happy
dropped some
International
knowledge.
Women's Day.
Happy.
Now, who I put on the list of great artists that's women? Aretha Franklin.
Oh, Aretha, come on now.
You understand? I mean,
Yes.
the queen was
Yes.
the queen, you know.
Gladys.
It's like, you know, man, Gladys Knight.
Or Gladys was called. Or
And you
still
gotta put
called.
Fantasia in there too now.
Gladys
you really
is the
gotta,
empress
gotta
of
put
soul.
Fantasia up there.
Yes.
And you got to head on over to Philadelphia, baby.
Patty.
Hattie.
Patty
LaBelle.
LaBelle.
Oh, Patti LaBelle.
Probably the greatest,
And
man, that doggone Patti
Billy.
LaBelle. Lord have mercy.
yeah.
Yes.
Just Jesus. Best concert I've ever been to for a female
Did you say
was
just Jesus,
Patti LaBelle.
baby?
Wow.
He couldn't even get it out, Carl.
Man.
Just Jesus.
And keeping with the new school artists, Erica Badu, Jill
Oh, yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Jill Scott's a bad girl.
Oh my
man.
God.
India Arie.
Oh,
Yeah.
India
Yeah.
Arie.
India
Oh,
Arie.
Oh.
Vivian Green could sing, man.
Yeah.
Yes, she can.
That
Yes,
girl
she
can
And
sing,
please
man.
understand, one of these singingest heifers is Lettucey.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
you better say it.
Lettucey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't mean no harm, but when Lauryn Hill show up, when she show up, that girl a beast when she show up. You better ask somebody now.
If you get
You
there
wrong
4
for
hours
that.
late, you still might not see her.
But she cold though.
But when she get there,
Boy.
Erica Badu, like
Erica,
you said,
oh
was
my God.
very, very talented,
Oh, my
man.
God.
Very special to me, too. So,
There's so many, but we got to give a shout-out, Steve, to Mary J. Blige.
Wait a minute. I forgot. Excuse me.
I didn't.
Excuse me. I'm glad you said that. My apologies. That damn Mary J. Blige, man. Please understand. But I'm telling you another bad girl, too. Alicia Keys, man.
Yep.
Yes.
Alicia Keys is the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And Cher.
What did he just say? What did he? I ain't mad at nothing he said, but did he?
Okay. It's going to be like that, huh?
Okay.
All right. Let's see how y'all do
I got you, babe. I got you.
You know what? Let him do a white woman list, because that's what this is.
That's what this is about.
He want to do the white lady list. That's
We got
cool.
love. It's about women.
It is. It
Barbra
is.
Streisand,
It is.
Celine Dion.
Celine
Come
Dion.
on now. Yeah.
Make it work now.
Yeah.
And I got two reasons why I love Dolly Parton. What you talking about?
We'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show on this International Women's Day right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, as we've been talking about all morning, it's International Women's Month, actually, and this is the day we're
it's the
celebrating. It's International Women's Month, but
month,
today is International Women's Day,
Got it.
okay?
Got it.
That's how we're doing it. A lot of stuff going on to celebrate women, to honor women. Carla, what do you have going on? Yeah, tell me. Wait, hold on,
Am I
Carla.
supposed to buy
one second.
my wife something for this day?
It's always nice to
I
bring
just
home
need
a
to
gift.
know.
Yes, the answer
yeah,
is yes.
Yeah, a
Yes.
car or something like
Buy
that
a
would
gift
be great.
for what?
For this,
International Women's Day. What we've been talking about.
Oh, no.
You
no, I
always
ain't-
know you bought gifts on this day?
Yeah, no, I ain't even tell my wife it was that day.
Oh, we already
She
called
knows.
her. Yeah, we
All
already
women
called
know.
her.
We
Yeah.
all know, Steve.
Y'all
Yeah.
know that.
And we called her.
but
She
what are we
knows,
supposed to
she
get
knows.
y'all for this day? What is?
Whatever you
Yeah,
like, gift
yeah,
cards,
yeah.
bags.
Shoes. Yeah.
He said a monkey.
A pen.
Oh, get out of here. We don't want no office supplies.
Yeah, you know, buy them an app, you know.
Some legal pads. You always need that.
Yeah, I
Or
don't see how
shoes.
you-
Yeah, shoes go good with that too. Yeah. I do.
No, as we're planning to do some things. No, okay.
You know, stuff so y'all can, so y'all can keep the movement going.
All right, we do have stuff going on today. You go first, Carla.
Well, let me tell you guys, next month I am headed to Philadelphia with our home station, 105.3 Steve WDAS. I will be attending the 5th annual Women of Excellence luncheon in Philly along with Eve. Eve, you know the rapper Eve, you know she's from Philly.
Yeah.
Evie Eve will
Billionaire
be there.
E?
Billionaire.
On the talk with our girl Cheryl Underwood. We will be there. It is going down Saturday, April 6th in Philly. I will be there. I can't wait to see all my ladies. We're going to have a good time. So I want to give that big shout out on International Women's Day. I'll be in Philly kicking it with my Philly love.
All right.
Hey, Philly. Shout out to Philly. Well, I will be right here in L.A. My girl Tracy, it's her mom's 75th birthday.
Wow.
So we are all getting together.
I saw her picture on Facebook. She looks
We are
good.
honoring, isn't she beautiful?
She looks real good.
And we're honoring her. She turned 75, and her theme is pretty as a peacock at 75. So we're all, the theme is we're all wearing royal blues and just peacock colors and things like that, just to celebrate her. Yeah. So we're doing that, and I'm excited
Tracy.
about that because she's been like a mom to me as well, and we're just gonna have a great time.
And I'll be celebrating ladies at Bethesda Blues and Jazz and
Jazz
Supper Club. Next
We
Friday.
can't have nothing. Why he got to get
Well,
in
next
on
Friday,
our
I'm
little
gonna be celebrating
part,
ladies.
Shirley?
I know.
There's gonna be some ladies there.
Oh, okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
thought
it
he
would
was
be a
talking
good
about
time to
something
honor
for short
ladies.
people.
What?
I'm sorry.
There you go. There you go.
That's
They ain't got no day.
Steve. Isn't that that's the March 17th?
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah, that's
just? No.
coming.
Wait. No. Hold on, Steve.
She
What did you
said-
just say, sir?
Inside voice.
She said it.
I was thinking.
No, she
what's
said
it?
March, leprechauns. St. Patty's Day.
You said leprechaun.
Yeah, leprechauns.
Magically delicious.
You know.
Lucky Charm.
Little
He's
green
way
hat,
taller
powder
than a
gun.
leprechaun. Now, come
Thank
on.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, he damn near Lilliputian.
Look,
You know them Lilliputians at Gulliver's Island.
I'm done. I'm done.
Look, Kells, he
I told
taller
you to
than
be
all
quiet,
them people.
Tommy, but you had to
All right, we'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this. Tommy, love you.
Whatever.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Today is International Women's Day, and this year's theme is hashtag Balance for Better campaign. Balance is not a women's issue, it's a business issue. A gender balance of employees and more gender balance in wealth. Hello.
Yes.
That's my favorite one right there. Gender balance is essential for economies and communities to thrive, from concerts and conferences to fun runs and festivals. Celebrate International Women's Day with friends, family, and colleagues. Raise awareness, celebrate achievement, or rally for change. So Steve, Tommy, and Jay, we got to ask you guys, who are some of the most inspirational and important women in your lives?
Hands down, Eloise Vera Harvey.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
My mama, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Singly, the single best human being I ever met. I never met a human being better than her.
And what was so special about your mom, Steve? I mean, I'm sure there were many things.
My mother's love was genuine. Her concern for me, her incredible passion and desire as a Sunday school teacher for so many people, but for especially her boy.
Aww.
She wanted me to understand the power of prayer and the relationship with God. And boy, if you don't get nothing else I get, you get this, because when I'm gone, he ain't going nowhere.
Wow.
And that was the most powerful. She gave me the most powerful gift I've ever had. She taught me about faith.
And you were the baby of the family, right?
Yeah. She taught all of us, but
Yeah.
I mean, it did my sisters like just as saved as my mama was. But for me, it has been the basis of my success. If it wasn't for that, I have no way of getting here. I have no way I could have got here.
That's major. What about you, Jay?
Oh, it had to be Annie Lee Brown.
Your
Annie Lee
mother.
Brown, man, was the main. I mean, my biggest fan. When I was doing that other show, you could only hear that other show. I'm trying to tell y'all a story. Okay, you want to hear the story or not? I was doing that other show, right? And this is like, this shows how much a mother is behind what you're doing. You could only hear it in the car. For some reason, the show only came on in the car. At the first part of before they came on in Columbia, South Carolina, my mama would sit in the car every day and listen to her baby boy on the radio. Because I bought her this white car now. Here's the funny part. She said to me, "Do you think people would think I'm crazy?" And I said to my mama, if I saw a fat black lady sitting in the car every day laughing for 4 hours, yes, I would think they were crazy.
You said that to your mother?
I said that to her. But that's just the inspiration I got. And then, whenever I would go do a show, I'd call her in the morning before I start up. She said, "Go get him." And I said, "I got him." And the weird part about it, when she passed away, I was doing a show, and I get ready to go on stage, and the guy said, "Get him." And nobody's ever said that to me.
Oh,
it was just maybe the way my mom was speaking to me. Man, my mom was my biggest fan, man. I miss her so much.
That's so awesome.
Really.
It is International Women's Day today. We're celebrating all day. We're just going around the room asking the guys who's the most inspirational woman in their lives. Nephew.
Kate the Great. You hear me? Kate the Great, baby.
All right, coming up on this International Women's Day, we'll close it up with our last break of the day and some closing remarks for the ladies, right, Steve?
Absolutely.
In our audience? All right, great. Steve's closing remarks for the ladies right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we are on this Friday, last break of the day, last break of the week. It is International Women's Month, I told you, and we're celebrating today. Today is International Women's Day, and for that, of course, our fearless leader, the one and only Steve Harvey, has a message for the ladies. Take it away, Steve.
This being International Ladies' Day,
Women's Day.
Women's Day, I don't know what this would be like without women. I wouldn't even want to see it. We talk about, we always use great women as an example, or let's say more famous or popular women. But you know what? The best women I ever really knew, they wasn't famous at all. Matter of fact, they were famous in churches. They was famous in neighborhoods, famous on the block. They was famous for something that didn't get a lot of national recognition. Ain't no days for them. They won't get their name on the sidewalk in Hollywood. They'll never be up for an Emmy. There'll be no Image Awards for them. You know, they won't see, you know, their names up in lights. But you know what they are? There's something that's so incredible that really ain't word for it. But they have a word for them. They call mothers. What an incredible honor it must be to be a mother. This is something men will never, ever have any concept of. You can't have the notion of what they are. The respect that's actually owed to them, that's due to them, simply because they can perform the most miraculous act on earth. A woman can give birth. A woman brings new life into the world. Just a woman. That act alone, that magnificent, incredible act is what separates them, fellas. And that's why we owe them such a debt of gratitude. That's why we're real men. We protect our mother's soul, man. We protect our mother's soul. Our mothers are the first relationship we've ever had with a woman. It's the first time we felt the love of a woman. It's the first woman we've ever loved. It's the first woman we ever told we love. It's our mama. It's our mama. It's who we run to when we don't feel good. It's who picks us up when we down. When I would fall and get hurt as a little boy, I never ran to my father. I ran to her because she was a mother, man. She was my mama. And all of you women out there who are mothers, take pride in the fact that you perform a duty. You have something that you can do that men can't do. Men can talk all they want. I'm going to say this to men out here. And I was doing a thing on the show today, and we were talking about it, Chivalry Day, and we was talking about how women could be on more dates if they would agree to go Dutch. And I just didn't agree with any of that. And one of the dudes was telling me, Steve, that's just because you old school, man. Times has changed. Well, you know what? Times shouldn't have changed. Because I don't see how it is why to have a woman's company, you ought to require that she split the bill. I didn't get it. What a woman can give you, you couldn't pay for, man, in a million years. I've never required that a woman buy me a plate of food. You got to be kidding me, man. Just to be sitting across the table from her is an honor. To pull out her chair is an honor. To open her door is an honor. To be there to greet her when she comes home is an honor. To protect her is my honor. To provide for her is my honor. It's my duty as a man to pay her back for that one thing that they can do that we can't do, and that's produce a human life. We got a lot of nerve, man, as men. We got a lot of nerves making our women feel some of the ways that we've made them feel. Pimping them, playing them, brainwashing them, tricking them, writing about them in our music like they have no value at all. We got a lot of nerve, man. When all these women we seem want to write about all crazy in these songs, your mama is one of them. Your beloved mother who gave you life. Would you allow someone to talk to her like that? Would you allow someone to refer to her in that way? I bet you wouldn't. How about your grandmama? Would you let somebody talk about your grandmother the way we've managed to turn this thing in our songs and stuff? I'm so glad to see young men dressing now. I'm so glad to see them at the parties putting on suits and ties again, and they done stopped all that ignorant sagging and mess and giving women something else to look at. But since we dressing up real good, why are we fixing ourselves, fellas, to look better for women? We need to fix our music too. We need to fix the way we sing about them, the way we talk about them, the way we report about them, the way we write about them. We got to get back to honoring them. We got to get back to the way it was. that women were treated different because they were different, because they special. I'm not trying to sound chauvinistic, and I'm not saying women don't deserve equal rights and equal pay, because you do. But I enjoy treating women different. It's my honor to treat them different. And I wish we would all just honor women that way. Treat them different, man. I ain't saying you can't make mistakes and you can't break up and all that. But at the end of the day, we owe them a debt of gratitude, a debt of gratitude, because they could do one thing we can't do, and that's produce human life. And for that alone, they deserve our utter love and respect. Have a great weekend.
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit steveharveyfm.com.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.